guys, welcome to our review of A Night of a Seven Kingdoms, episode 3, in which our review will probably be longer than the episode, but that's how it's been going so far. We have another short but sweet episode called The Squire, and I have fallen in love with these characters. I don't know how to say it so many times. I think Egg is especially fucking likable. Both of them are extremely likable, but just so precious. And I fucking love this series. And it's good to explore the lore and universe within the Game of Thrones and be happy again. And surprisingly, huge reveal. I thought that they would save this for later on.
Me too.
But now we no longer need to keep it a secret. If you're here and we're doing these reviews, we spoilers ahead, okay? Because this is episode 3 review. I don't know if these need individual reviews. You probably should have just done 2 videos, one after the premiere and then one at the end. But since we're already doing individual, maybe for future seasons, if this comes out, let us know, individuals or just like a mid-season and an end season. But so far from here, I'm fucking loving it. Big reveal in this one. And it's going to result in essentially saving Dunk, because it comes to a head. Dunk rushes in to save the damsel in distress and punches the fuck out of a prince, which you do not do. And they're ready to just fucking gut him right then and there. But Egg comes in, and he's like, stop. And Dunk's like, get the fuck out of here. You're going to die. When you come in and just say stop, but they actually stop. Why?
Because he's Egg.
The youngest brother.
Yeah.
Egg. Aegon. It was right there the whole time. Aegon Targaryen. Is he Aegon the 5th? I don't know what exactly the number is, but I love this episode. What did you guys think?
Again, another fucking banger. This one actually goes further up in my rating. I love the chemistry between these guys. These guys are perfect together. Great casting choice with Egg. Like, you can really feel like they're growing into the brotherly love kind of thing. And like we said last episode, he wanted to become a better squire for Duncan, and you see him training and everything. And I guess this time the shock factor was the eyeball hanging out. We didn't get anything else that was kind of crazy. Cause first one was
pooping, the horse
pooping, the tripod,
and the huge dick.
Yeah, the tripod.
No, in this episode,
no,
Aerion Targaryen is a huge dick.
Not the same way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like this episode as well, because they drop little subtle hints with this one. Whenever
subtle.
Yeah, for
in the
some
beginning.
people.
In the beginning.
Okay.
Was it Aerion, like that jousting thing? Fucking dick ass move, and you kind of see it in his face. He's like, no, he meant to do that, because he's like, I know him. He's a fucking dick. And I love the way Duncan just stood up and we're all rooting for him, just fucking manhandle him and just toss him around. Great. Fucking great.
Yeah, it's such a great buddy cop thing where, I mean, Dunk is, thick as a castle wall. He's not a very smart guy, and Egg is. But Dunk is worldly, and they both, they're both kind of, depending on the situation, a fish out of water, depending on where they are, and it's so nice. And like every one of the characters, whether you just want to watch them, whether they're the good guys or the bad guys. It's not, sometimes you watch characters that are bad guys and you just kind of cringe away from them because they're not pleasant to see. But even here, it's just like you want to watch and hate some of these characters you're supposed to hate, and you want to love the characters, the other ones in there. So I think they've done, like, the casting director just killed it. And then, of course, the person who's writing all the dialogue just did such a wonderful job. So this is a great episode.
Precious actor for Egg here, and you can see it in the behind the scenes. Last week, if you let the episode continue to play, you get some little behind the scenes stuff where I had an interview with him. This kid is high energy, he's happy as hell. It's perfect casting because it comes through. he's like so excited, like he's describing stuff, and he's almost putting on a performance there, and it really comes through, especially at the beginning of this episode. What is this, 3? So at the end of episode 2, they had that, and then in episode 3, he wakes up early and he goes to fucking train, and he's into this, and I just love that he's a little kid too, and he's trying to do this, and then the big scary eye patch man comes and asks him, there's tension there. He's like, what are you doing? You stole that horse, and this and that. And it's like, fuck, is he going to be able to stand up for himself? And he does, and then this guy's a little impressed or taken aback with him. So this big scary guy, who I hope factors into the show, in the future. They wouldn't show him so crazy. He's the madman. He's wearing his bare feet, just walking around, and then he just walks off.
So I was dangling.
Maybe, hopefully, we won't see the last of him. Maybe, he's in the tournament, I suppose. I don't know. But the show masterfully transitions between the soft, quiet moments of Dunk and Egg talking about things to, action bits of the jousting tournament and the brutality of it. And then comedy. It handles comedy really well. Dunk goes and he's getting goose eggs, and he's trying to describe, do this.
No, don't kill him. Don't kill him.
It's like this, and then the hot chick walks by, and he's embarrassed and stuff. But he eventually does get these eggs, and I'm like, God damn, I'm always trying to buy the jumbo eggs at the grocery store. Maybe I should just upgrade to the goose eggs, because there's huge.
They sold big things of duck eggs at H Mart.
Jesus. Oh, at H Mart. Okay, gotcha. And
then trying to stage the fight between Duncan and I forgot the other guy.
Yeah, the Lord. Yeah.
And now and now it comes together, and you realize why Egg was constantly, in his head and reminiscing and daydreaming essentially about, I could live here. I could just, this is my life. Because he doesn't like his life where he's at in the castle. Essentially, probably ignored, and
everyone's probably a dick to him too.
His older brother is a drunk. The next older brother is an absolute psycho, and his third brother is kind of weird.
Yeah, and so it's not a good life. That's why he kind of, I guess, runs away and manages to team up buddy cop here with Dunk.
But not anymore.
We have a pretty big moral dilemma here, Joe, that I gotta ask you. Where do you fall on this? The master of the games comes and he talks to Dunk. He says, "Hey, come over here. I got something to talk to you about." And he's worried that he's not gonna be able to get into the tournament. He's like, "No, I just want to show you a fishing hole that I like." And I'm like, this guy, what is
while spitting, that's his thing.
While spitting.
I was like, oh God.
He essentially says the lord of this area is in massive debt and he needs a way to make a lot of money. So they're willing to have his son fucking take a fall and you to win so you need to directly challenge him and you need to just beat him. You were going to do it anyway. Do you like this?
He's gonna get some coin.
And he's gonna get some coin out of it.
The old Don King here.
Do you like this? Would
it's not gonna happen now.
This deal for Dunk?
It's not gonna happen now.
Oh well, yeah. I guess you're right.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen now.
Hypothetically, would you have wanted him to do that? He does make a good point. He says, "I want to earn my wins." But
if I was like, again,
it's a bye week.
If I was playing the game, I'd be like, yeah, fucking do it. But this is Duncan. Duncan is more. He's got more honor.
Right.
He's got more honor than I do. I was like, all right, fine. Don't do it. You want to make sure it's like, this is a real win.
Yeah. Alex, what do you say? What say you, man?
Should he have done it if given the opportunity?
It's not his character.
But it's like, I think this is a perfect establishing shot to show you what kind of morals that he has, because this is something that would be this Easy Street, and it's a guy who grew up in Flea Bottom, who has nothing, he used to steal cats to sell for soup. And like you say that in this episode, and so it's like he's given this opportunity for an easy win to become famous, and he doesn't know what choice to make, and he doesn't quickly choose the easiest thing.
What do you think, if he didn't get in trouble over here with the prince, do you think he would have ultimately done it?
I would have said no.
I think he would have done it. At least for this particular one. I mean, like for all those reasons that you just said, his history, and he is going to participate in the tournament anyway. He's in debt. He doesn't like it. I'm not saying he likes it, and he does, and he has to just swallow it for that particular match, because he's gonna go on. If you win that round, you're gonna advance, and you're no longer going to have an advantage. So he's thinking he can justify it in his head.
And it would be consistent with the choices that he's actually made in the past, because he didn't get knighted by Pennytree, and so he's like everything about the whole story of Dunk is kind of based on a lie. So what is one more
noble lie?
What is one more noble lie to help a failing house, to help himself? No one gets hurt. Literally, no one gets hurt in this situation. And so it's like maybe he would take that decision. But
so I personally think he would. Let us know, would he have or would he not have, in your opinion? And would you have? For if it was me, I'm gonna take a free win every time. That's a bye week. For me, and I make some money out of it, because everybody has fancy goddamn armor. We see Targaryen's badass looking armor as he goes up against just a random guy with a interesting shield design, but he doesn't play fair. He purposefully fucking stabs his horse, and his horse falls on him and crushes his leg. And I was actually glad to see that the audience was like, what the fuck? And they get pissed.
Dunk's an idiot. And he's lovable, but Dunk's an idiot. He goes, he's too low, something's wrong. And so all of these people who've been watching Jousting are like, wait a minute. Like, they know who he is, too. These people don't like Targaryens. And the whole point, the reason Targaryens are there is they're trying to make it so other people like Targaryens. And so, he's directly hurting the cause.
Yeah, and so they rush the fucking thing. The security has to be called, and they start beating them and stuff. And that's when he's talking about it later on with Egg, and Egg's like, bro,
no, he meant to do it on purpose.
He did that shit on purpose, and it's true. That guy's a fucking dick, and I hate him. And that's good, because we're gonna have
exactly. So he's playing his character very well. Yeah.
But before we get the big climax at the end, we get a random thing that I didn't think the episode needed to do. The old woman comes up to him. Alex, what do you think about this? Since you know a little bit more than Joe and me and
about like the introduction of
the fortune teller.
They essentially spelled out something that I don't think they needed this.
Yeah, I think they were, because you mentioned before when you're like, oh, subtle, and I was like, they're doing some pretty there's one scene in particular
heavy.
when they're like, and the youngest Targaryen, and then Egg rugs in, and it's just like, I mean, I know, but even as a casual viewer, it's like, man, it's kind of, once you realize it's like, this is super heavy-handed. So I didn't think this scene needed to be there.
It didn't.
This old lady comes up.
Could have taken that out.
She tells the fortune. I actually forgot what she said about Dunk. Do you remember what she said about Dunk?
You'll live to be a certain age, right?
Like you make money or so, you'll be successful or something like that. Let me try to figure it out. But, I mean, we are in the spoilers, so we got to talk about what she says to
he's going to be king
here.
And
die in a fire.
And people will cheer.
Cheer when he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like, okay, God, I hope she's fucking lying. Or I hope this bitch doesn't know what she's talking about, because that's horrible. That sounds horrible. I don't like that. But for her, I figured out the quote. It is, "You shall know great success and be richer than a Lannister." So Dunk is
which Lannister?
Right, because there's that. He's like, "Thank you, now do the boy." He thinks it's a joke, but this is not necessary, because you're potentially spoiling his future or planting the seed in people's head. Like, what is that? So I get it if you're not a book reader and you're not all these. So now you're wondering which direction it can go. And this show is more faithful, I think, because George R. R. Martin's been complaining in public about the House of the Dragon. And that was taken away from him. It feels like the showrunner here works a little tighter with George. So I was thinking in my head, well, okay, so let's say that they already have a fate. They're talking about fate in the episode planned for Egg. Can that fate be changed on HBO? Do you think George R. R. Martin would allow his fate to be changed? And Alex is shaking his head no. But what if the show's so successful, Joe, that it does 5 seasons, 10 seasons?
You can get 10 seasons before that happens. So
do you think they would change it?
No.
You got to stay true to the vision. That's probably the way to do it.
Pretty important. I mean, imagine when they brought it to George, he's like, oh, okay, fortune teller, I guess that kind of makes sense. But then they made it a kind of a big deal, and like it could have been significantly more subtle than it was, and it was that scene in particular.
I wish
was
she
pretty
didn't spell it out.
Yeah, it was.
She would have just talked about something to leave it up in the air. So if you don't want to know, don't look it up. We're already talking about it. But there is obviously, because this is a historical thing, and George has planned out all these fucking things. And here's what event happens here, which leads to this and that. And if certain things don't happen, then the universe doesn't really make sense. So, I think they're getting it out of the way. It is a fly in the ointment, and they want to address it. And they say, you know what? No matter what happens to Egg or Dunk, for that matter, Egg or Dunk, here is the journey. Enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
It could still be a fun and interesting journey, even if it turns out this way or that way, by the end.
Definitely. This was a Filoni moment, and I didn't like it. And the same way in House of the Dragon, where they talk about the dreams and a song Ice and Fire. It's like, we don't need to – I know that these are linked. It literally says in the name Game of Thrones, but it's like, calm the fuck down. Like, we don't need to be referencing some of the other stuff right now.
So eventually the conflict happens, and it is essentially the show is going on. They got this badass dragon puppet. It looks great. And she is
great
a knight.
effects, yeah.
Yeah, good effects. And she stabs it, and they got the blood spurt effect.
Confetti, or the red confetti.
Yeah, and unfortunately, in that moment, a Targaryen walks in there, probably the worst one to walk in there in that moment.
Literally
and he sees the dragon dying, and it's his opinion that the dragon should never die. Fuck all of you here.
Yeah, well, they don't have them anymore. He wants one real bad, and so it's like, he sees even a fake one, and he goes absolutely nuts because he is nuts.
Yeah, and I mean, I like the way it's depicted. They're not just beating her up; they're beating up everybody. But he is personally breaking her fingers,
like off, right? You see the bone,
and Dunk just fucking loses it. And I'm like, we're all cheering him in this moment.
Yep.
And then you realize, oh, fuck, there's like 4 or 5 soldiers here. And they grab him, and they hold him, and he fights a little bit, but he's not able to get all of those guys off. And you see all the swords and knives on this guy. He's like, I forgot what he says, but he's like, I'm going to fuck you up.
My teeth are loose.
Oh, right,
and so now I'm going to knock out. We're going to start by
they were going to curb stomp him, weren't
we're going to knock out every one of your teeth.
God damn. I think that's going to be hard for the rest of the dialogue and so. But thankfully, that's when Egg walks in. You get the big reveal. Egg is important. So it turns out his learned ways was basically a royal learning and being taught all of the other royals. And that's how he knows so much shit. And that's why he kind of reacts every single time somebody says Targaryen, So, because he's a Targaryen. He's like, why did you shave off all your hair?
Because it didn't want to look like you.
There are Targaryens with dark hair, but they were probably bastards.
Well, they're half Dornish, because Targaryens are not very they've been mixing with the houses for generations because they have to. So it's like that's why his uncle has black fucking hair, and so it's like his dad has white hair, but like his uncle has black hair because their mom is from Dorne,
right?
And so I think he marries a Dornish woman too, and so it's like. They're mostly Dornish, but there's that little bit of crazy Targaryen.
But it does show you, at least with Egg, that not all and Balon too. That Egg is, or that at least for right now, that not all Targaryens are fucking pieces of shit.
Not yet.
Well, I was about to say that. I was like, I'm along for this journey because like that's what happens. I'm like, okay, what happened to make him change?
A bell rang.
What are you talking about? No, fuck you, Alex. No, wait a minute. This is not okay. Some people, at least the people I was watching it with, was like, "Oh, the Mad King." I was like, "That's not the Mad King, dude. You're getting the timeline wrong. Egg is not the Mad King. In case did you think he was the Mad King? Yeah. See, a lot of people think that it's because they're like, "Oh, we'll make that connection later on. He turns into something, and something's going to happen." Yeah. No, this is a different fire. This is a different thing.
It's too early by like 2 generations.
He is he's actually the grandfather of the Mad King. So that's the connection.
Well, but the Targaryens do have do kind of go mad sometimes.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they don't all, I mean, Egg is perfect proof that they don't all have to be assholes.
Yeah. But then a bell rang.
Shut the fuck up, Daenerys. God damn it, I hate that story. Look, I don't want Oh,
Gone.
Is he
ruin that
lying,
fucking.
though?
I
Is
don't
he
have a
lying?
problem with Daenerys being a villain if that's what they wanted to do, but they didn't do it right. They didn't set it up. It
No.
turned too quick,
like,
and
what?
it
Why?
breaks my immersion. And she goes from wanting to
Save everyone,
and liberate the
Extra
slaves,
crispy for
and
everyone.
then just murdering women and children randomly. It doesn't work, especially with the fucking bells. So hopefully there's nothing like that coming for Dunk and Egg. Alex, is there anything like that coming for Dunk and Egg?
We have a couple seasons.
God damn it,
We'll see.
Alex.
We know what the story is like, and so
He
like,
starts getting a little tick.
and actually they've actually revealed
No.
like fully what kind of happens for Dunk, which is kind of interesting. I was reading
In this episode?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. Like in interviews with like George R. R. Martin and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. So it's like we know how.
Yeah,
this
I
stuff
don't know
connects in.
Dunk's fate, and I learned of Egg's fate, which
So
I
we
wish
watched
I
the episode.
didn't.
We watched the episode.
yeah, we watched the episode.
Yeah.
But I'm really enjoying the series, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this particular one. I think I would have given this a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed the chemistry. I think the only thing that really put me off was a little bit of the spelling out of the fade and a little in your face too much. But I think everything else was handled so damn well that this is one of the better episodes, if not the best episode so far. So we'll see how it plays out. But maybe I could see an 8 if that was kind of, rubbed you a little too wrong, if it was a little too apparent. But I'm going to go 9.
9. This one is going up. The other one I gave 8s to. This one was slightly better.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I also agree with the 9, and it's the only reason it's not is because I did think that some of the stuff was a little ham-fisted and a little too in your face. But other than that, like super great.
Yeah, just gotta get
Still
used
too
to it.
short.
Too short.
Yep, just got to get used to 30 minutes.
That's what everybody says.
Gotta get used to it.
When I
was
watch
like, all right,
this,
fine, whatever.
well, just when it ends, we're like, what? That's it?
I know.
I want to watch another one.
exactly
and I
what
get
happened.
so mad. I'm like, I don't want to watch this no more.
Until
And
it's all
then,
out.
and then I want to watch it, and then
New
I
one's
wait for
out.
the next episode. But really, guys, please, you're doing so well. I would appreciate you tack on another 10 to 20 minutes to each of these. Make them 40 minutes. Make them 50 minutes instead
Maybe
of
next
30.
season.
I mean, it's what
Maybe next season.
It's what HBO is, right? Like, you can show whatever they want. They can make these as long as they want. But I do remember hearing that like these episodes, they got so little budget.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
well, you can make your little show, but we're going to give you like way
Right.
less money.
Right.
And so they probably didn't have.
Fuck it, just
Hopefully
pay-
now they open
So
up the
we will-
wallet.
We'll
and-
pay them and then have them go to the Ren Fair.
So here's some dangers for the next 3 episodes. Every episode we've been getting silly cocks and booty and shit and
Eyeball
and all
this
all
time.
sorts of eyeballs and stuff.
horse poop.
Do you think they will continue with this? I mean, can we get some titty up in here, please? Can we get some JJ? But no, at this point, I don't think it's appropriate because we just hit a fucking turning point. This is getting serious. Dunk is fucking, his life is in danger. So I'm not sure if they're going to continue to do this. Every episode we have the little fucking dangly bits and shit like that. I think maybe they can get away with it once or twice, once more in the next 3. But what's supposed to happen here in the next 3 is we're getting serious. So we'll see. I guess when maybe there is an opportunity for still some, because everybody's whoring, so there's probably some
I was
opportunity for
thinking
HBO.
something smaller like this episode.
What?
Like this
Oh,
episode.
like that,
just-
the eyeballs
yeah,
coming out
just
and
some
stuff?
small like that. It's like
Yeah.
it still kind of pertains.
But it wasn't played for a joke. That was like, oh man, this guy's fucking insane.
Well, yeah, like it's a more like you said, it's more serious, but it's like small stuff like that.
The shitting horse was a joke. And did you know the shot was perfectly framed where I couldn't see the horse's back legs? I was
looked
like, it looked weird.
Yeah, just two
you got to
legs.
frame it slightly different so it doesn't give me that weird effect.
Yeah. Well, he wanted to see. Just,
It was a 2-legged horse with
pooping.
poop. It's weird. But yeah, all right, guys. Well, that's it. We'll make this short. Hey, damn it! This episode, our review is shorter than the damn episode. Okay, well, we're getting better at this. When we're able to just fucking talk to you about the episode and spoil it in the same section instead of doing a breakdown where we're repeating ourselves,
yeah,
I think it
might
kind
as
of works
well.
better.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's pretty
It
short.
flows.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all so much. That's episode 3. To those of you who are watching it with us, it's a lot of fun, and hopefully it continues at this high level, which I think it will. I really do think it will. We got 3 episodes left.
No.
Yeah, 2 of them are directed by Sarah Adina Smith, so those I'm looking forward to. She directs the next one and the last one. And then we have Owen Harris, which directs one of them. He directed the first 2, and by the way, the one we just saw was Sarah Adina Smith. So it's only 2 directors going back and forth. I like that unified vision. They seem to know what they're doing, so I think we're in good hands. It's not like Star Trek Picard or Starfleet Academy, where when we go to the next episode, it's a completely different director, and who knows what you're going to get. I fucking hate that shit.
I know. 1.
You're going to get a
Fucking
1.
1.
You're going to get a 1 out of 10, which my ratings are slowly going down the more I think about it. I don't want to talk about Starfleet in this episode,
No, we're
but
done.
because of what they've done to all the major races in Star Trek. There's 4 major races that have been utterly obliterated now. If you think about it, Vulcans, Romulans,
Don't think about it.
Borg, and now the Klingons. They're literally destroying everything that I care about. We'll talk about it more in the next Starfleet episode. Thank you, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.